So group by. Group by class, I want to apply on which column? Gender. On which column? Gender. So whenever you want to apply group by on gender, what your Oracle server will do, it will go to grouping class gender and checking how many different types of values are they checking. So each and every different value will be separated as a group. So now here, how many groups it will be separating now? Male and male and female. So there is a two groups are first divided. So this is one group and this is one group. So this grouping, how it was happening with the help of group by class. Okay. Then after dividing into two groups as per the data, then similarities. Now male similarities, how many are there? 3. The 3 will comes under male group. Females, how many are there? 2. The females are comes under female group. After dividing the male and female data separate. So this is happened with the help of what now? Group by class. That's okay. But sir, okay, we divided and two groups are we form it. That's okay. But what should we find out here? Number of male and female students. Okay, na? Right. So now you just think about this is male group came out. This is female group came out. Now what should we find out? Number of students. Number of students I need to find out. Then which function suitable? Count function. Then the people will be using which function? Count. So this count function, what it will be happen? The count function executing on gender group. Gender, which gender? Male, and counting 1, 2, 3. And total it will give what? 3. The same count function executing on female. How many people? 1, 2. Then output is 2. So finally, it will give us the result. What is the result? Males are 3, females are 2. So that is my final output will come to you. So that means here what happened? Group by class is going to do groupings. Aggregative function will perform some operation. Okay, now with the combination of group by and aggregative function, we will do our requirement. Okay, now. So how I can write, sir? Now carefully observe. What is the syntax of group by? I said select. Yet carefully observe. Suppose, sir, why should I want to take a column name? Can I take a star? Okay, let's see. Select a star from what is my table name? Student. Which class I have to use? Group by. And you think the group by class, first of all, you just think about on which column data based I'm going to do groupings. Which column? Gender column. So is a point is what now? Based on which column wise are you finding your number of students, female and males? So that is my grouping column. So on which column based I did here? Gender column. Okay, sir. That's okay. It means what now? Group by class, we are applied on which column? Gender. Then immediately gender column will divide it into two groups. One is called a male and females. Okay. That is my grouping column. Gender is my grouping column. Okay. But here selected columns, how many? Star. Star means all columns in the table. That means student name as well as gender. So now suppose if I go to execute this, it was showing error. And where is my error means the error is here. Where is my error? Star. So star is not a group by expression. Your expression is nothing but column. Okay. So here whatever you selected star, the star is not a group by column because my group by column is what now? Gender. But your selected column, not gender. So your difference is there. Okay. Then you can see. Suppose here don't take star. Even if I'm taking S name. Now we can again check it out. Your group by column, gender. Selected column, yes name. So now again check it out. Group by column and selected column. Same or different? Different. Again, it is not accepted. Again, what it was saying here? Student name is not a group by column. Expression means column. So that means it is also not allowed. So that means finally the conclusion is what now? On which column we are performing grouping, same column should be select. Don't use a star when we are using group by class. Never. It's not allowed. So group by class, whenever you are writing in the query, and that group by class, on which column are you applied? Exactly. That column only should be there in my select query. Other than group by column is there now, it is not allowed. Understand na? So that means what should we give it now? In place of S name, what is that? Gender. Now see, selected column, group by column. Same or? Same or not? Yes, then it will be perform. Okay, perform it. Okay, fine. But what it was showing to me, just groups are showing. How many groups form it? 2 groups. First one, second one, female. But what I required? Number of students. Then what should be used? So that still I'm not getting my result. Still I'm not getting my final result. Okay, it just a grouping is done, but there is no result for me. Now I wanted final results. Then what should be used? Aggregative function compulsory. Then aggregative function, what I'm using? Column name, comma, aggregative function name. What is the function name? Count of a star. Count of star, I'm going to execute it now. Now see, what's happened? Male, how many students? Female, 2. Clear? This is what we want to do. Right down below. So the final output of this. Okay. So this is group by class count function. How we can combination we should use. Okay. Same as take next example. Write a query to find out number of employees working in each job. Each job. So here I want to find out number of employees working in each job. Now we can come out and see. So my working table already we have it here. Select a star from EMP. In this EMP table, one of my column is what now? Job. And total employees, how many are there? 14. So this 14 out of 14 employees, how many employees are working under clerk, under salesman, under managers, under analyst, under president? So each job wise, I need to find out the number of employees. Is it clear? So how to write now? Select. Which column wise we need to find? Job. Job. What is the function? Count of star from EMP. Which class? Group by on which column? Job column. See, blindly remember, there is no confusion. Which column is grouping column? That is your selected column. That's simple. Okay, right. So now you just go to execute. Now see, clerks. How many clerks? Salesman, analyst, managers, presidents, one. Understand na? Right. No? Next one. Write a query to display sum of salaries of each department, number wise, to display sum of salaries of each department number wise. So as per this, you can come out and see first your table. Now this time I need to find out what department numbers. So that means my grouping should apply on department number. If you apply group by class on department number, how many groups will form? 3 groups. First one, 10 is a one separate group, 20, 30. 3 groups are forming. In 10th group, how many employees are working? 1, 2, 3. Their salaries are how much here? 2450, 5000 and 1300. What I required? Sum of. Then which function? Sum function. Sum of these 3. How much? 2450 plus 5000. 7450. 7450 plus 1300. 8750. 8750 is the total salary of which department? 10th department. Like I want it 20 and 30. So now tell me, query, how to write? Select which column? Department number. Very good. Which function? Sum of salary from EMP. Which class? Group by of which column? Department number. Okay, na? Now execute now. So now 10th department 8750, 20, 10,000 above, 30, 9,000. But if you want it the order, is there any order here? No. Can I do sort? Yes. How we can add? Now we can, after that you can add a order by. Which column? Which order? Ascending. So now we can see you got it ascending order. Right now? Okay, right. Next example, you can see I'm using all aggregative functions at once. Okay, now let's see. Don't write. Observe. Now I'm writing. Select department number wise. I need to find out the number of employees that I will show as number of employees. Okay, now next department numbers wise. I need to calculate which salary, total salary. Okay, next department number wise, I need to find out what now? Average underscore salary, comma. Department number wise, I need to find out what is your minimum salary. Next, department number wise, I need to find out what is our maximum salary. Okay, na? From EMP, which class? Group by, which column? Department number. What should be used? Order by department number. Now you can see in my company, there are three departments, 10, 20, 30. In 10th department, total number of employees are 3. Their monthly paid amount. So monthly expenditure otherwise. How much expenditures? 8750. Average expenditure 2916.6. In this department, minimum salary 1300, maximum salary 5000. So like entire the company report, we can prepare like this. Understand? Na? So again, 20th department. How many employees are working? 5. Their monthly spending time 10,875. Their monthly expenditure. Average expenditure 2175. Minimum salary 8. Maximum 3000. So like 30th department also. Okay, so that means at a time you can use all aggregative functions within the single query. Right down here. Using all aggregative functions or grouping functions, otherwise aggregative. All aggregative functions. Okay, right. So like you can use grouping to do your aggregative calculations on this. Okay, na? Next class is having. So this having class when we want to use, guys, after grouping, okay, if you want to apply some condition, okay, then there we can use what now? Having class. Okay, na? So having class is always be used after group by. Okay. For example, here I have some output is there. This is my result. This result when I was get it here after group by. So after group by, then this is 10th groups wise, 20th group and 30th group. So after grouping, this is my final result. So whatever the result was came after group by, on this result, I need to give some condition. I need to give some condition. What is the condition? I want it a department number in which department number sum of salaries are more than 10,000. Which department? Which department is having more than 10,000? 20. So this is my output I want it. How to want. Understand now? Yes. Okay. So which is highest or which total salary is more than 10,000? That particular department I wanted. Okay, na? But this is when I'm going to asking this question after grouping up, before grouping up. After grouping, I'm asking. So after grouping, if you need to give some condition, that condition should be give it by using having class. Don't use a where class. Because where class when we want to use before grouping. So definitions also careful observe. So where class we are using to filter rows before grouping the data. Before grouping means what now? Individual rows. But this is individual rows, huh? No. 10 means it's not a one. 10 means 3 rows. 20 means 5 rows. 30 means 6 rows. So 6 rows total amount is that is. Not it is a single amount, a single row amount. It is a 6 rows amount is that. 5 rows amount is 20. 3 rows amount is 10. So that means here what? 3, 5, 6 means these are not single rows. These are group of rows. Understand? Na? That's why after grouping, if you need to add condition, use having. Before grouping, if you need give condition, use where class. This point always keep in your mind. Okay. What is here? Having. What is having? Filtering. Filtering rows after grouping data in a table. After grouping data in a table. Next point. This class can be used. This class can be used along or else after group by class only. After group by class only. Okay. This point should be remember all of you. Then syntax also if you see get some idea. If you go for syntax, then after grouping column name 1 and so on, then after you can use having. So now I'm using what? Having of which condition here? Filtering condition. Filtering condition and semicolon. See, having class I'm using after grouping, not before. Okay. Now the question you can see now. Right. Write a query to display jobs in which job the number of employees are 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 less than 4. In which job the number of employees are less than 4. First, what we want to do? First, each job wise number of employees are find out first. That is my first requirement. Okay, na? So you all of you know now how to find out each job wise? Yes or no? Yes. So how you want to write? Tell me. Select job. Come on. Count of star from EMP group by job. Up to here, what we will be find out, all jobs will come. How many jobs we have? All jobs wise, number of employees we are finding. But our requirement is what? I wanted jobs. In which job? Number of employees are less than 4. Check which job? Analyst, managers, president. But clerk and salesmen are not come because there are 4 people. I want it less than 4 people jobs. Okay. So now what happened? Up to your same, na? Yes or no? Then after what should be add? Condition. But the condition are you adding before grouping or after grouping? After grouping. After grouping, what should be support? Having only support. There is a blindly remember. Okay, na? Suppose are you using where class? Suppose, sir, can I use a where class? Where what you say? Suppose count of star less than what? 4 is showing error. SQL command not properly ended. This is the problem. So that means what happened after group by at any cost, you can't use a where class. Blind. This is okay, na? There is no confusion, nothing again second thought. Okay, right. So that means in place of where what should be having. Okay, na? Having you can use. Yes, I got it. Got it? Right. Next example. Write a query to display department numbers if the sum of salary salary of department number salary of department number is sum of salary of department number is greater than 10,000. If sum of salary of department number is greater than 10,000. First, what should be find out first? Department numbers wise sum of salary. Okay, na? First up to there you can find out. Up to there you can find out. How to write? Select department number, sum of salary from EMP, group by, yes. Okay. Up to here, we are finding all the departments. But I want it in which department sum of salary more than 10,000. Which one? 20. Okay. So now, so can I add a condition? What is the condition? Having, what should we do? Sum of salary greater than 10,000. So which one is came? 20th department. 10th department, 30th department's not there. Okay. So these are grouping and having. Next one, write down. Roll up and cube. So basically these two classes, okay, when we need to use or when we want it means to find out your subtotal and also grand total. Okay, na? For example, here whatever we finding here, can you tell me here jobs wise number of employees are we are finding. So now these are whatever it was showing us. Can I say these are grand totals or subtotals? Subtotal. If I'm asking grand total, 4 plus 4, 8 plus 2, 10 plus 3, 13 plus 1, 14. Now tell me, which is grand total? 14 is called a grand totals. These are called as what? Subtotal. So that means in my company, total strength is 14 employees. That 14 employees in which jobs are working, that we are describing. Understand now? So now these subtotal, grand total, you have to show at a time. Okay, previously what happened? Only subtotals are showing, but not grand total. But I want it again grand total also. So whenever you want it sub along with grand, then you can use what now? Roll up and cube. Right on below. These clauses are used to find out subtotal and grand total. To find out subtotal and grand total based on particular particular columns. Okay, right. Second point, remember these clauses are implementing along with the group by clause only, it means that without group by these two classes also you cannot. So now you people have a question. Sir, both are using to finding subtotal and grand total. Then what is the differences between these two? Okay. If anybody asks you, then you have to tell the difference. Generally, what it was happen, roll up, we are going to be using guys here. It was finding subtotal and grand total. Okay, finding subtotal and grand total based on a single column wise. Okay, na? But if you wanted to find out subtotal and grand total based on multiple columns wise, based on which wise? Multiple columns wise, there you can use a cube. So cube is multiple columns wise, you just find out subtotal and give it as grand total. Roll up is only one column wise, it will be finding subtotal and give it as grand total. Okay, na? So this is the difference of a roll up and cube. Hmm. Okay, now you can come out and see the syntaxes. Observe carefully. Syntax for first, I will give it what now? Roll up. So roll up syntaxes carefully observe. So group by after, give it your roll up of column name 1, column name 1, comma, column name 2, comma, and so on. Okay, right. But yeah, careful observe. Sir, we said roll up is going to be finding based on single column. But why are you giving multiple columns here? Okay, na? So here it means what now? You can send or you can pass it any number of columns along with the roll up. Hundreds of columns you can give it. But your calculation, your aggregative will be performed based on first column only. This is called as a operational column. This is called as what? Operational column. But sir, what about the remaining columns means? The remaining columns are called as what now? Supporting columns. Which is called as what? Supporting columns. So, if you send 100 columns, you can send it. In 100 columns, which column is having in the first position in the first position. So based on that column only, your subtotal and grand total will be calculated. Okay. And remaining 99 columns are just supported. That's it. Okay. Na? That what it is, you will understand that. But before that, you have to take the comment below. So the take comment here, it is called a operational column. What do you say? Operational column. And This is what I want to say here. These are all are called as just a supporting columns. Just a supporting columns. Just a supporting columns. So take that comments, then you can understand. Okay, right. So first I will show you roll up with a single column first. Right on here. Example on roll up with the single column. Roll up with a single column. Okay, now you can see this. Directly come out and describe your values. Observe. Suppose I'm just writing now, select department number, and here I'm using some, for example, count of a star from EMP. What should be group by, and what should be roll up. After that, you have to give department number. So this is what I'm saying here. Single column I'm passing along with the roll up. Then what it was happened to me, check. So it was very clear. It was very clear. Okay. Department number 10, how many employees? 3, 20, how many employees? 5, 30, how many employees? 6. Can I say 3, 5, 6 called as subtotal? But here below what it was showing? 14 is called as grand total, and here single column. So that's why we don't have much confusion in this. Okay, na? So single column value basis, subtotal, and grand total. There is no confusion. Okay, na? Right. Write this example. Okay. But when come and see multiple columns, observe with multiple columns. Okay. Hmm. Now come to your multiple columns wise. See carefully. The same query, but I'm just adding one more column, job. Which column? Job. So from EMP and group by, roll up, and first which column I just kept? Department number. Okay, and department number column based only your subtotal grand total will calculate. Job is just a supporting. What is that mean? See, this is your final result. Here carefully observe. These are called as a department number 10. The space you can see, this is called a 3. Department number 25. Department number 36. So here 3, 5, and 6. What is this? Subtotal. Which column wise? Which column wise? Department number na? Yes or no? Department number wise. Okay, right. And what is this? Yes, you got it, grand total. Okay. It now your job also displayed. Job, what it mean? Here observe. In my company, how many employees are working under department number 10? 3 employees. So in my company, there are 3 departments are there. 10, 20, 30. In 10th department, total strength is 3 employees. These 3 employees are what is what? I want to know. Okay, na? In 10th department, 3 employees are working. But what are their designations? What are those jobs? I want to know. So that is what a job column. So 10th department, 3 employees. Out of 3 employees, 1 employee working as a 1 clerk. 1 employee working as a 1 manager. 1 employee working as a president. So in department number 10, there are 3 employees are working. Out of 3 employees, 1 employee is a clerk, 1 employee is a manager, 1 employee is a president. Now in this department, who are not there? One is analyst is not there, salesmen are not there. So that is clear picture. We are telling to company management people. A clear report. This is called a reports. These reports we are submitted to managing director. Then managing director identify. Okay, in 10th department, 3 employees are okay. 3 employees, 1 is a clerk, 1 is a manager, 1 is a president. So that means in department number 10, who was not there? Analyst and a salesman. Suppose in the future, the management people want to hire the employees, to whom I need to hire? In department number 10, I need to hire salesman and analyst people. I want to hire for which department? 10th department. This is a meaning of information. Understand na? This is what in such a way they will be identifying in which department, total strength, how much in the total strength, how many managers are there, how many developers are there, how many Java people are there, how many testing people are there, they can identify. Okay, na? Same as 20th department, total strength out of 5, how many clerks? 2. How many analysts? 2. How many managers? 1. Who are not there in this? President, salesman is not there. So future, if I want to hire, who I need to hire? Salesman people, president employee. Next, department number 30, how many employees? Out of 6, how many clerks? How many managers? How many salesmen? 4. Who are not there in this? President and analyst. If I want to hire in the future, to whom I want to hire? Yes. And these are the subtotal, grand total. Job is just for supporting here. Okay. But your subtotal calculated based on which one? Department numbers wise subtotals are calculated. Okay, these are subtotal. These are not a subtotals. Remember, subtotals are these are. Okay, na? So now this is when my column is department number. Suppose you can see, I just change this order. What I want to do in the second example, I'm keeping department job is the first order. Department number I'm keeping into second position. Okay. Now here also I have to change. Now which column I kept first? Job. Now answer, you can see output will change or not. You can check it out. Now change. Yes. So now here carefully observe. How many clerks in my company? 4 clerks are there in my company. Out of 4 clerks, how many clerks are working in department number 10? 1 clerk is in department number 10. How many clerks in 20? 2. How many clerks in 30? So that means in all departments, clerks are available. Yes or no? Yes. 10th department clerks are there. 20 also there. 30 also there. So that means in future, you need to hire clerks? No, not necessary. I don't want to hire clerks because clerks are there all departments. So I don't want to hire clerks. Okay, right. Next one, let me see. What is the next analyst? See, your space is there now. This is you can identify your subtotal. How many analysts in my company? Two. And these two analysts are there in which department? 20. That means in which departments analysts are not there? 10 and 30. So that means in the future, if I need to hire analyst people, to it, which department I need to hire? 10 and 30. So it's a clear information now. Yes. Next, you have to go. In my company, how many managers? 3 managers. Out of 3, 1 manager in 10, 1 in 30. Now tell me, managers are required or not? Not required for my company. For my company, managers are not required because in each department, manager is available. So here clerks are not required for my company and managers also not required for my company. Okay, na? By seeing of this report, I can analysis like this. Okay, na? Right. And the next one is what now? Salesman. How many salesmen in my company? 4. But unfortunately, these 4 salesmen are working under 20. In which departments not their salesman? 10 and 20. So if I want to hire future, what in which I want to hire? 10 and 20. That's what. And next one is called as what now, guys, here? Okay, president. How many presidents? One. That one president in which department? 10. So that means no presidents in 30. Okay, na? So that means here in my company, except clerk and managers, remaining people I need to hire. Okay, na? This kind of data summarizing we call data analysis we call. So these kind of things we can do with the help of a cube and a roll up. So that's why cube and roll up mostly in real time where the people are using sir. It means that data warehouses the people are using instead of Oracle. Understand? Na? Because data warehouse we already discussed. It is a OLTP na OLAP na. OLAP. Small data na big data na. Big data. So big data analysis purpose, people are using this roll up and cubes. Now see roll up what it was happen. You can pass any number of columns, but finally it will be calculate or finding your subtotal and grand total based on single column only. And the single column which position? In first position, whatever you can give it, that is our operational column. Remaining columns are supporting columns. Is it clear roll up? Yes, right on below. This is one example you can take, and also this examples also you can take. So now you can understand that what is the differences in this two. Sound వచ్చింది ఇప్పుడు ఆగిపోయాను. నువ్వు వచ్చావని ఆగిపోయిందేమో. వద్దు. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు బాగానే ఉంది. ఓకేనా? Got it? Now come out. Same as go for cube. So syntax for cube. Syntax for cube. And write down here, just I have to change your cube. That's it. And here, when come to the cube, so there is nothing to do here. So because of reason, how many columns are you passing along with cube? That what I am saying here. Here all columns are operational columns. Here all columns are operational columns. So how many columns we given? 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 or? So how many columns we gave it? Based on each and every column, it will be finding subtotal and finally give it as a grand total. Okay, right. So this cube, how it was work, either single or multiple columns, that we will see on tomorrow. And tomorrow maximum your what we called classes will completed, and next most important topic is joins. Okay, na? So joins I will start it on tomorrow session.